Hey guys, you're here for another installment from Force 15. So this is update 3 on Hurricane Georgette as of 1000 UTC on the 25th of July 2016. Storm's location at 16.9 degrees north, 126.8 degrees west with winds of 130 miles an hour, making it a Category 4 on the Saffir-Simpson scale, and a pressure of 952 millibars, movement northwest at 10 miles an hour. Storms unexpectedly intensified to a Category 4, was only forecast to become a Category 3. Spoken to some friends on Skype last night. Called it. Yeah. So unexpectedly now a Category 4 storm. Expected to maintain its strength before starting to weaken, and should turn post-tropical pretty quickly, probably by Wednesday. Expected to turn post-tropical. But now on to the overview of the Pacific Ocean. So here's the overview of the EPAC. You can see Georgette there, and also Frank quite close to the Baja California Peninsula. Not expected to make landfall, but passed quite close sort of that area, but starting to move off now from that area. It's currently moving west at 3 miles an hour, and it's starting to move away from that area. And you can see the satellite imagery there. Fujiwara has sort of stopped now. Frank sort of started to move west after Georgette's moved further enough away. The sort of Georgette was pushing Frank towards the Baja California Peninsula there as well. And also now into the 5-day graphical tropical weather outlook. No new tropical cyclones are expected during the next 5 days. So nothing new is expected. So there could be a tiny break in the EPAC. Also, just a note as well, La Nina is now not forecast as well. So you guys can see the forecast track, and storm's currently heading towards northwest at the moment. Expected to remain a major hurricane in the next update before weakening down to a Category 2 and 1, down to a storm, and then possibly turning post-tropical late on Wednesday evening. I think it'll be early Thursday here in the UK. And it's looking, the storm's heading into some pretty hostile environment, as you'll see in a moment after this. And here you can see the tropical storm wind speed probabilities. Quite a large area. They're pretty certain where the storm's going to be going. There might just be a little bit of current uncertainty as to where it may be going. Now next up is the 50 knot wind speed probabilities. You can see quite fairly certain on where that's going to be, probably up until about the 2 to 3 day mark is when it's sort of a little bit uncertain as to where it will be going. And also hurricane wind speed probabilities quite low there, given that it's actually a Category 4 hurricane. But it is expected to weaken quite quickly, so that's probably one reason why that graphic's like that. So now onto the wind history. So here you guys can see the wind history. Quite thin trail as well, it's just because the Georgette is quite a small system, as you'll see in the wind surface winds and warning just coming up in a moment. But yeah, it's quite a compact storm for its intensity, and then you can see the hurricane force and tropical storm force winds. You can see it's sort of more displaced towards the southeast, and it's where mainly most of the wind speeds are. We're in terms of hurricane, but tropical storm are off towards the west. So you guys can see the satellite imagery, it's visible imagery, and quite a compact eye there, which suggests the storm's quite intense. Category 4, 130 mile an hour. And next up you can see the AVN imagery. Sort of looking like it's starting to cloud over there a little bit there. Then we'll have to see what happens with that. It's looking pretty good, but not intensifying really. Here's the Dvorak imagery, only about T5, so it's consistent with a Category 4. Looking, starting like it's going to start weakening soon. Here's the funk top imagery. It's looking like an okay system on that frame there. Wouldn't say it's the best looking one that we've seen all year, but it does look good for its intensity. So the energy might have got that bit right. And there's the rainbow imagery. Cloud tops are starting to warm up a little bit, which could suggest some weakening there. And here's the RV top imagery. You can see the bottom right there, quite intense there, but that's not banning around the system. That's starting to disperse from what I've seen in the frames, so it's possible to start weakening as soon as well. And also here's the water vapor imagery. The storm sort of made a spiral bound shield for itself. There's a little bit of dry air inside the system as well, so but it's looking like it's creating shields to shield itself from the dry air. And here's the wind shear maps as well, and you can see Hurricane Georgette just entering a moderate shear environment, 20 to 30 knots. But yeah, it's starting to look a bit hostile as well, but sea surface temperatures I think are still sustainable. There's just no. So this the intensity forecast: +12, 115 miles an hour, 965 millibars, 17.0 degrees north, 127.0 degrees west. +24, 100 miles an hour, 974 millibars, 17.8 degrees north, 127.2 degrees west. +36, 80 miles an hour, 989 millibars, 18.4 degrees north, 127.6 degrees west. +48, 65 miles an hour, 992 millibars, 19.0 degrees north, 128.0 degrees west. +72, 40 miles an hour, 999 millibars, 19.7 degrees north, 128.3 degrees west. +96, 30 miles an hour, 1005 millibars, 20.4 degrees north, 128.8 degrees west. And finally, +120, 20 miles an hour, 1012 millibars, 21.1 degrees north, 129.4 degrees west. I anticipate a +96 and +120 as well, that the storm will be extra tropical, possibly even at +72 as well. But we'll have to see what happens really. But now I'll just go on to reiterate the update. So this is update 3 on Hurricane Georgette as of 1000 UTC on the 25th of July 2016. Storm's location at 16.9 degrees north, 126.8 degrees west, with winds of 130 miles an hour and a pressure of 952 millibars. A category 4 on the Saffir-Simpson scale, movement northwest at 10 miles an hour. But I hope you guys have enjoyed watching this video. That's all from me now. Thanks guys for watching. This is Force 15 signing off.